From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of early mornings at LALATE with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check. Breaking news late yesterday that adds to the 5 other items of breaking news just right before that. I have all the details in this fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. We'll go over how much you're going to get in the fourth stimulus check, when you're going to get it, and what this breaking news is. Then, in the second half of this recording, we go over the fifth stimulus that'll raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, and Veterans benefits, and why a new benchmark of inflation could change your life for the best. And then in the middle of this recording, we go over big money, thousands of dollars available for you to get. Viewers get it daily, and now I have a new tracking tool for you to find that money. It's a big morning, it's a big early mornings, and I'm really excited for you to join me. The toast is toasted. The butter is buttering. I'm here, you're here. Let's get to it. Let's get this money, and let's get to early mornings. LALATE. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. It is early mornings here in Los Angeles, Santa Monica. Hope the weather is good where you are. It was hot here in Los Angeles yesterday. I hope it does not reach that level today, but it is sunny. How's the weather where you are and where you're tuning in from? Drop in the comments. I'd love to see where people are tuning in from. In this recording, we're going to go over that fourth stimulus check, that monthly stimulus check, and the breaking news that happened even late yesterday. We're now up to 6 breaking news stories that are all impacting the fourth stimulus for the best. That's a monthly stimulus check. And then in the second half of this recording, we're going to go over the SSI and SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits being lifted up under fifth stimulus, and then adding a new benchmark, which is inflation. We'll go over what the inflation rate may be and how it may be the best number you've seen for a generation, but could impact you a lifetime. Wow. And then in the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money that is landing across the country, and I want you to get it. And every day someone else in this viewership does. I want that person to be you today. So subscribe. This is LALATE, the only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel, live in the morning, taped in the afternoons. Currently live also on the channel, jump into that show after this one, is Overnight's Crypto, a 12-hour live show. Also, coming up next is Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record, on our way to 1 million. Also like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. More about the membership later in this video. But let's jump right into fourth stimulus starting right now. Fourth stimulus has 2 approaches, the House approach and the Senate approach. In the case of the House approach, you need to remember the name Jalapal. Jalapal wrote the House bill. Let's go over Jalapal's House bill and compare it against the Senate bill. Jalapal's House bill provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Incredible great news. The Senate plan provides a stimulus check from July to December. If you're watching this show when it debuts at 4 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, jump into the live chat and get ready to vote House or Senate. Tell me where you're from as well. But don't vote yet because we have to go all throughout the details. Jalapal's bill provides $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The Senate amount is unknown, but word on the street, the monthly amount is this. Wow. Word on the street is the Senate amount may be this, $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000. That's per person from the Senate proposal. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400. Wow. But let's circle back and understand why Jalapal's number may be at issue, which is the following. Pandemic plus 1 year. Insiders now believe that the pandemic may be over legislatively when the vote is called, which would mean that you would only get a stimulus check for 1 year, 12 months of stimulus checks under Jalapal's bill, which would amount to $13,000 over 12 months. How does that compare in your mind to this for the senators? Drop in the comments right now, Senate versus House, and also state where you're watching I'd love to see your comments. We're about 50-50 on people on House versus Senate. So a lot of people have very strong opinions. I love it. So now let's go over the other items you need to know about forced stimulus, that monthly stimulus check. First, who gets it? You do. So if you got the third stimulus check, you would get the forced stimulus check. The income qualifications are the same. 75,000 individual, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000, double it, you get the forced stimulus check. Household 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Quadruple it. And yes, if it's a household of 6, you would only get 4 checks. And then if you're on benefits, yes, you get the forced stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. Would there be a different stimulus check amount for different people? No, it would be the same for everyone. Adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone. Would it be taken out for child support? Don't know that just yet. Would it come out in waves? They can't do it in waves. It's a monthly stimulus check. Now remember, I'm a reporter. I just report the news. They're the legislators. They make the representations. And they represent the vote would be by July 4th. That would mean that you would receive the check in the month of July for the month of July, and then continuing thereafter. How are they doing this? They're currently doing it by a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process already underway called reconciliation. More about that in a second, and more about the incredible great news that is breaking even late yesterday. I think we're up to almost 6 or 7 breaking news stories on forced stimulus. It's just heating up as I go out of focus just for a second there. Those breaking details are just incredible. They're coming up in just a second. But first, let me give you a preview of the second half of this video. In the second half of this video, I'm going to be going over fifth stimulus, your fifth stimulus check updated 2021. Fifth stimulus will not have a stimulus check like the fourth stimulus package, but instead it will have in the SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, stepped up to a big new number. It's the reform. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. In the second half of this recording, we're going to go over why the inflation rate may be the highest number you've seen in a generation, which could change your benefits for a lifetime. Wow. Incredible, great news. But let's circle back now to that big money that's available for you right now. And the day doesn't go where someone says, thank you, I got some of that money. So that's you. Drop in the comments or send me a private message. I love it. It empowers me. So we're going to go over 2 monies that are automatic for you in just a second. But first, let me go over the big money, which is $350 billion of it landing your city, county, and state. It's third stimulus. When third stimulus was passed earlier this year, we thought it was going to land then. It didn't. It's now landing this week and next week. So what is it? It's money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utilities. How do you get it? Get that pen and paper ready, because I got a lot of money for you in this video. So I want you to get all the details, and I want you to stay to the very end, because I got a lot of money to show you in this video. All right, that money for rent is about $5,000 for 4 to 6 months of rent. Yes. Then money for utilities, homeowners mortgage, and homeowners utilities. Moreover, you're going to hear about 6 locations. If you reach out to one and they say no, don't worry, because they have different eligibility. One may say no and the next one may say yes. They also have their own pot of money. All right, got that pen and paper ready? Let's go. You're going to reach out to your city hall, your city housing authority, your county hall, your county housing authority, your state hall, your state housing authority. And you're going to ask for rent assistance because of COVID. There you go. Rent assistance because of COVID. You're not going to use the word stimulus check. You are not going to say stimulus. You could say Biden Economic Recovery Act if you want. Incredible, great news. $5,000 for rent. Now, I got other money for you. Boy, we had 2 viewers yesterday get money for rent. I saw in the comments, so congratulations. If that's you, drop a comment. I love it, because if I can help just one person a day, that's great. But if I'm helping a lot more, that's even better. I love when the videos empower you and you can get this money. I also had viewers get SNAP yesterday, or at least report they had just gotten SNAP. So what is SNAP? It's a fortune. It is money for food. And SNAP is thousands of dollars. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Also call 211 and get connected over to the Department of Agriculture. SNAP is money for food. How much can you get? $16,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Yes, really. Why so much? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raised everyone's SNAP up 15% for 1 year. It's 15%. Great. So now that family of 4 in Hawaii is seeing $16,000. Imagine $16,000 for SNAP. $5,000 for rent. We're doing really well. We're 9 minutes of this video, and we're just getting started. And now it's time for some automatic money. We love automatic money. It's coming from two locations. So let me go over the details. The first one is from your state. And one viewer reported he's getting $5,000 on this one. So this is money from your state. I'm going to go over how much it is, then how you get it, and then when you get it. All right, first, how much money is it? The federal government has identified states as overpaying you unemployment benefits during the last year due to computer malfeasance, and then asking you to return the money back to them. The federal government has said that was an error. It was your money to keep. You should not have been ordered to return the money. So now the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Oh, wow. Incredible, great news. So let's go over how to get the money automatically to the bank account you have on file with your state. Easy breezy. And then when. Every state is different. So reach out to your respective state to learn the routing times. Some states have started, some states have not. All right, let's go to the second pot of money. And this is from the federal government, and I got a new tracking tool you're going to hear for the first time on Early Mornings LALATE in this video. So this is money back from the federal government. What is it? How do you get it? And then when you get it, let's go over all the details. First, this is the amount of unemployment benefits you paid taxes to IRS on your 2020 tax return. Here's an example. You had a $9,000 of unemployment benefits last year. You filed a 2020 tax return. You paid $5,000 total tax bill, of which $4,000 was your taxes on your unemployment benefits. Congratulations, you're getting $4,000 back from IRS. Next, how do you get it? In the mailbox, by an envelope, beige or white, with inside a beige check written from IRS Treasury to you, subject line, refund. In the last 2 days, I did a lot of videos about how you need to watch that check. It is razor thin. And you want to be careful on going through the mail surgically over the next 2 weeks until you make sure you're not throwing away that check. You don't want to throw away that check. And finally, when? We're just a few days away from the end of IRS setting out the checks, but you can still get the checks until early next week, through the next week. There are 3 phases. Phase 1 are single filers, non-complicated returns, no dependents. Those were sent out last week. Single filers with complex returns started sending out last week, start of this week. That is phase 2. And phase 3 is the later part of this week, joint filers like husband and wife. All phases may still land next week. So that is not when you're going to receive them. That is when they were sent out. Finally, a new surprise for viewers on Early Mornings LA, a tracker tool. If you want to track when you're getting that refund check, go to irs.gov. Sign into the website. Set up a username and password with your social security number, and then go in the website and do what's called a transcript search. That's TRANSCRIPT, transcript search. And then it'll search what activity IRS has had with you on your social security number. You will see a third stimulus check. You will see your 2020 tax return. And the most recent activity should be the returning of your check. There you go. And with that, I'm really excited to give you all this breaking news. There was breaking news late yesterday. There was breaking news the day before. I'm going to go over all these details in this video, and it's starting right now, and it's absolutely incredible. Some of it's very easy breezy to understand, some of it's not, but I'm going to make it all simple for you. I'm going to go over chronologically the first one, and then we're going to get all the way up to the present, because it's important to see that it's snowballing. It is snowballing for the best. All right, let's start with Jalapal. Yeah, that same Jalapal. Jalapal wrote the House bill that provides a stimulus check for the pandemic plus 1 year, $2,000 first month, $1,000 thereafter. When Jalapal originally introduced that bill to the House floor, House Democrats, over 100 of them, wrote the president saying, we're going to put 4 stimulus checks in the 4th stimulus package, reoccurring stimulus checks. And at the same time, Senate Democrats wrote a similar letter to the president saying, if the House members don't get it done, we'll get it done during the vote-a-rama, and we will put it in. Well, what did Jalapal do late last week? Jalapal wrote Schumer and Pelosi a letter and said, call the vote. Wow. This incredible news. So why is Jalapal saying this? Because the Republicans were really not moving until late yesterday on the counterproposal, which has not been a counterproposal. It's been the same price, $500 billion since day one. So Jalapal said, what are we waiting around for? We've written the reconciliation bills. Just call the vote. We want to get on vacation sooner than later. Now, it actually gets better because Jalapal's letter is co-signed by dozens of House Democrats who also co-signed that letter to the president saying, set out multiple stimulus checks. Oh, wow. And then it got better with this letter. Last Friday, we learned about this letter, which is from 7 House members to the president. Why is this letter important? The letter says the House members will work with the president to put reoccurring monthly stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Work with the president is a euphemism because the president will actually not write the forced stimulus package. He's a president. Presidents don't write bills. Legislators write bills. So why would these 7 people write that letter? Because they actually write the bill. These 7 members are members of the House Ways and Means Committee, and that is the committee that is actually tasked with the duty of writing the portion of stimulus packages that concerns stimulus checks. It's about as obvious as you can see. And they wrote the first, second, and third, and they're now telling the president that when we're going to work with you, which means they're going to write it, to put multiple stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Wow. Is Captain Obvious walking behind me? I sort of smell him. It's that Aramis cologne. Yeah, it's just getting sort of obvious now. And then came the president's message, which was not yesterday, but the day before. The president came out on, Friday. Last Friday, the president came out and said, well, I'll come down $600 billion on my offer, but the $600 billion is already in another bill. So the president basically said, Republicans, you're not moving on your $500 billion. I'm not moving on my offer. I'll move some numbers around, and these items are somewhere else. But guess what? The president told his legislators last Friday, we're going to stop negotiations with the Republicans at the end of this coming Friday before Memorial Day weekend, because that's it. You're going to call the vote. Wow. So then we went into late yesterday and also Monday. God, there's a lot of news. So Monday afternoon, the president's team revealed, and this is where it gets a little complicated, so I'm going to slow this one down, revealed that he had reached an agreement on the global corporate tax rate. This is huge because the forced stimulus is paid by raising the U.S. corporate tax rate. It's currently 21%. The president wanted 28 to 29%. The moderate Democrats wanted 25%. The president weeks ago said, deal. Incredible, great news. So 25%. Well, what is global corporate tax rate? It refers to the corporate tax rate around the globe. The issue is, if the president was to raise the U.S. corporate tax rate to 25%, would a California company relocate its operations to France to not pay our 25%, to pay a lower corporate tax rate? Well, what did he do? On Monday evening, we learned from the president that he had reached a tentative agreement, potentially with the G7 countries, to do a global corporate tax rate minimum of 15%. This was huge, but it got even better than that. The president reportedly told insiders that if he gets a global minimum corporate tax rate of 15%, after the forced stimulus is done and it's out the door and it's all finished, he may come back and drop the U.S. corporate tax rate down from 25% back to 21%. Because at that point, we may be too high on our corporate tax rate compared to the global minimum. Imagine forced stimulus checks and getting getting U.S. tax rate reduced again. Oh boy. Now that's a fluid situation, but boy, that's exciting. And then finally, the last breaking news, which was late yesterday, the president came out and said that he heard a counteroffer, and the counteroffer came in from the Republicans. After months of chatting and lunches, the Republicans who had stated $500 billion, some of them, this is not the whole Republican caucus, but some of them said, well, maybe go to $1 trillion. That's not a deal for the president. That's still nearly a quarter of what the president wants. So the news is away we go. Call the vote, and I'm really excited for you. I'm also really excited for you to get rent and utilities and mortgage assistance. So I want you to reach out to the volunteers. Who are the volunteers? They are viewers just like you. They are salt of the earth. They are viewers who step forward and said, I want to help others. And they are on the community page. How do you find the community page? It's in the pinned description of this video. Open the description of this video. You're going to see an emoji of a house. Next to the emoji of the house is the community page with a link to news.la.com/community. You can go to the community page and reach out to the volunteers on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and get that internet, rent, mortgage assistance. Once you get it, not a day goes by without a viewer saying, I got rent, I got SNAP because of your video. Every viewer that gets another penny is incredible, great news. It empowers all of us. It inspires us. It knows these videos are working. I want that viewer to be you if you haven't gotten it yet. And stay with me because I'll be back in 60 seconds with more exciting news still about fifth stimulus and fourth stimulus this early mornings. Stay with me. I'll be right back. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. It's a beautiful early morning's LALATE, and the toast is toasting. The butter is buttering. The coffee is brewing. I'm here. You're here. It couldn't be any better. Well, it could be if there's some bacon. But how are you? It's a beautiful morning. Mr. Purple here for you, and I hope you're having a beautiful early mornings. Make sure you subscribe. This is LALATE, your 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. Also currently live on the channel is Overnight's Crypto, a 12-hour live show, so jump into that video after this one. Also, this video will take you automatically to it when this show is over. So subscribe. I want you part of this family. Also, like this video. 2,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. In a minute, I'm going to explain why membership is so important. Let's cut to fifth stimulus and the exciting great news that heats up this fall. Fifth stimulus has an incredible lift for people's benefits. First, it will raise your benefit limits up. Then remove the asset limits, add inflation and benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over what that means, and let's go over the breaking news, and let's also go over the calculation. So what does this mean? First, they're going to raise your benefits up they represent under the fifth stimulus. Who's you? SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, and more. Raise your benefits up one big time. Easy breezy. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark. What's a benchmark? Every December you get a letter for your beneficiaries that says, next year your benefits will be the same, or next year they'll go up this amount of money. Well, they're going to tie your benchmark to inflation, a new benchmark. And inflation always goes up something, but insiders believe that inflation this December may be the highest level of a generation. If that's true, this is why this is great news for you. Because your benefits step up, they never step down. And once they step up, that is where you stay a lifetime. So let's say, for example, inflation is 6% in December. Your benefits would raise up under fifth stimulus. And then if inflation is 6%, they'd step up 6%, and they would stay that a lifetime. Remember, they never step down. We've seen more analysts throughout the week, and we're going to see more certainly all the way into December, trying to estimate where that inflationary rate may be. But we're seeing a lot of consensus at the moment that inflation may far be in excess of 4 to 6%. We're far from December still, but we'll be tracking this news throughout the day. All right, let's go to the other items of fifth stimulus, which is it's going to raise your benefits. It's going to remove the asset cap. Dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand, that's going away. Thank goodness, because you need to get those stimulus checks in the bank account. Then they're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. Yeah, it's really old. That says you can't work and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. Thank goodness. Finally, they're going to remove the marriage penalty, horrible thing, which says you can't get married and stay on benefits. It's going to go away. So finally, love is going to win. You'll be able to marry your lifetime interest and get married and not lose benefits. And for people who are married, you'll no longer have your benefits victimized by the marriage penalty. That's fifth stimulus. It would heat up in a 2 months process starting September, likely to impact your benefits around about an October, November-ish. And then your benefits with that step up for inflation would kick in January. Now, in a 30-minute video with less than 5 minutes to go, I never have time to go over everything that's in these stimulus packages. In the case of the fifth stimulus package, the president calls it the American Family Plan. But there's a lot of money in there that's for single people. And that's why it's important to become a member. The member link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. As a member, you learn what is in each of the stimulus packages. For example, the fifth stimulus package has money for hazard pay for single individuals. It also has money for seniors. And as a member, or at least as a subscriber, you get to learn what is in each of the stimulus packages, because if you don't get the money. Moreover, fourth stimulus has a lot of other items in there that I don't have time to cover in a single recording. And finally, the month of July is going to be very heated and I'm very busy with a lot of things from different stimulus packages all hitting at the same time. So it's very easy to get confused if you're not a subscriber at least, or a member. Here's an example how you can get confused. In the month of July, the third stimulus, not fourth, third stimulus, is sending out the check for the children. In the month of July, no later than July 4th, Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi represent the vote will be for the fourth stimulus check, which you'll also receive in the month of July. And also in the month of July, a budget bill, which has nothing to do with any of these things. But if you look at the budget bill, you may be saying, is that for me? So you don't want to get confused. And that's the benefit of at least subscribing so you don't miss a video on this channel, and certainly becoming a member. You get a PDF every day with all the separation of all the provisions as a member. Shows you what's in third, fourth, and fifth stimulus. All right, let's circle back now to the exciting details of what else is happening with fourth and fifth and third. First, fourth stimulus will not bring back rental or homeowners help. The eviction moratorium going away. The mortgage forbearance going away. The rent help going away. The home mortgage help going away. Utility help ending. So it's important to understand that this money, which I detailed for you early in this video, I want you to get it. It was there in second stimulus. I helped you get it in November. It's now here in third stimulus. I want you to get it now in May. And it won't be back at the moment under fourth stimulus. There's no indication it's coming back. Now, the surprises are still formulating, and it's a fluid situation. I don't know the details yet. Is that those 7 members of Congress that wrote the president a letter on Friday saying, we're going to put multiple stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package and work with you? Guess what they also said they're going to work with him about? Not a piñata, not a tostada, not a nice quesadilla. No, they're going to work with him on extending federal unemployment benefits. Really? This was a shocker when I read it. No one knows which ones they're talking about. No one knows how they're going to do it. No one knows if they're going to change the language. As you know, FPUC has been very controversial lately because it's voluntary. And if states don't want to do it, then they don't have to do it. So could they make it mandatory? And then PEUC, which is an extension of UI. PUA, which is unemployment assistance for self-employed individuals. Which one are they talking about? We don't know just yet. But now, as we go into the early morning, we do know that the president is not going to accept the counteroffer of the Republicans, that the Republicans and the president do not agree upon how to deal with the fourth stimulus package, and that the vote is going to get called. Call the vote. What we do know is that these legislators historically don't want to be in Washington past June. They don't want to be in Washington in July if they don't have to. They rather be out of town. It's hot. They have summer homes. They're rich. They rather not do work. They're legislators. So they rather be gone in June. And guess what? We rather have them gone in June. Why? Because we get an extra stimulus check. Yeah. So get it done sooner so you can go on vacation so we get an extra stimulus check. That's how we do it on this channel. So ultimately, we always have to push. Purple Power push. Keep positive, keep motivated, keep focused. I love all the positive focus, and I love how you're taking this information, getting the rent, the utilities, and the homeowner's assistance. I also love how in the comments you're jumping in there, helping to answer other people's questions. When they don't know the answer, you're providing the information. Ultimately, that's how we do on this channel. People helping one another. That's the Purple Power. We help one another get to the finish line, and we keep on pushing. And I'll stay on top of all the news today, and I look forward to you staying with me. I'll see you at noon at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time with Mornings LALATE. But now, jump into that live feed of Overnight's Crypto now playing. It's a hit show. It's a lot of fun. You can chat about anything you want to chat about, but also learn information. It's a fun show, and it's a fun chat, so jump into that show. But meantime, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers. Next stop, 1 million. Let's get there. Also, like this video. 3,000 likes. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. And consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP. The link is at the top of the chat and the pinned comment. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. I hope you're getting ready for the 3-day weekend. I will be here and recording all weekend long. Stay informed, stay focused, keep on smiling, and stay with LALATE.